Greetings, everyone. This is Mohammed Mubeen.
And this is Masood Ahmed.
And you are live on our podcast today. And today we have a new guest with us.
And the name of our guest is Mr. Kabeer. He is one of my old friends, and actually we are like pen pals.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I give a bit of like introduction of Kabeer, he is a person who is like living in Pakistan in Rawalpindi, currently pursuing A levels, and he has some dreams to pursue education abroad. So, and apart from that, he is a musician as well, and he's a teacher as well. He teaches physics and maths, and he's a pianist.
Yeah.
He actually is good in terms of his music
yeah.
skills.
If you want soundtracks from him, get it from him.
Yeah,
But
and
he
if you
won't
want,
be, he won't be charging you.
so, uh, so,
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah.
so like currently in this podcast, we like it's more or less on like how to study abroad or why to study abroad. So we will be like answering or talking about certain questions of which are in the mind of youngsters who want to go abroad after A levels or FSC, and we will try to answer these questions to best of our knowledge. So yeah, Kabir, can you like briefly introduce yourselves for our listeners?
Okay, so hello everybody. My name is Kabeer Ahmed. As Masood told you, I am a musician. I currently work at the city school as a music teacher. I'm pursuing A levels in computer sciences, same as these guys.
I
And
didn't do
other than
that
that,
in A
I
levels.
was really
I did
yeah.
a
What?
computer science in A levels.
Like I didn't do computer science in A levels.
Yeah, but we're doing computer
No,
science
but
right
like
now.
you are
But I did
pursuing it
computer
in
science.
university, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
no, I
so
did
same.
computer science.
Matlab, I'm a bit on the lower level. You guys on the high level. But we are computer science geeks, computer science buddies.
Well, yeah, but you
So
should be doing
so
all.
yeah, as Masood said, we are pen pals, and that's a big thing to say in 2022. We met in a random WhatsApp group. We were solving a math problem, and just things went ahead, and we became friends. And we're friends for what, like 2 years now, 2 3 years.
Yeah, 2 3 years probably.
That
Yeah,
sounds really great. Wow. So yeah, it's quite relatable in these sort of circumstances that you make pen pals with, just because we are all online.
Well, the fun thing is that must like me, like I usually make pen pals. Like you know about another guy in Australia, right?
Yeah.
So I
He's
just
your
make pen
pen pal.
pals.
Yeah, he's really good at making pen pals. Probably he got a lot of them literally.
I guess that's why I became a pen pal with him.
Yeah, most probably that's why. So it's very much common in these circumstances, just because people are sitting online and they're studying online. They don't have their teachers to help them out. So that's why me making pen pals is one of the best thing.
So yeah,
So
let's get back to our topic. So Kabir, like you are studying A levels right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's your future plan? Like, what do you want to pursue? Which universities are you applying to? What's your What's your goal? What's your aim?
So basically, I had a vision in mind that I wanted to go and study abroad, right? Because I've heard many good things about it. I want to sort of get out of Pakistan just to get away from the kitchen circle, you know, stand up on my own 2 feet. Because when you're with your family, you have multiple responsibilities, and you have many things that you take for granted, like maybe your brother helping you out with some legal work.
yeah.
No disclosure. But like your your uncle may be helping you out with some job or whatever. So if you don't have that, then you're on your own,
Exactly.
and you thrive.
So we call it
So
safarish.
Yeah,
after
that's a
yeah.
word. There's a word for fire for this. And exactly that's really true. Because in
Yeah,
Pakistan, people just literally like being pampered and do get pampered a lot. And it's really good to think that you want to get like dependent on yourself and do their stuff, and that's actually
yeah.
good thinking.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
yeah.
the thing is that it's sort of in our culture that people even after marriage they live with their parents, and it's not bad, but everything has its ups and downs. So by living with your parents and with your whole family, you have certain things that you can't do on your own.
Hmm.
And while living alone, there are certain things like you can't rely on many people. You don't have many people in your circle.
Yeah.
So positives and negatives for everything, but for now, for the people of Pakistan, yeah, that is a negative, that you can't really stand up on your own 2 feet, and that's what I really want to do.
Certainly, certainly, because people in Pakistan usually don't even think about being financially independent, and like foreign countries, you have to be financially independent because you need to cater down all your expenses. You need to look after everything. You have to cook for yourself. You don't have your mommy or your anyone from your home or anyone to cook for you actually, and then you have to do all your laundries on your own. So that's a very good experience, in fact, being abroad. So you learn a lot of stuff. You start becoming dependent on yourself, and that's the main essence of life as well. You try to rely on yourself rather than relying on others, and this is one of the major aspect that like study abroad teaches us, to be honest.
Yeah. So what
Yeah.
universities have you applied so far? What countries are you?
So yeah, I've applied to a couple of US universities, some Canadians. I was thinking about Australia and Turkey as well. Turkey is sort of an outsider over here because it's way less expensive and the university rankings are even less than Pakistan. But why it's viable is that I get to go abroad. It's less expensive, and I get to get I get to go with all the independent stuff as well. So that's why that's a viable option. Other than that, of course, if you can cover the expenses, you can go to Australia, US, and Canada, provided you have a good scholarship.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. I'm like going to US and UK, Canada, and Australia. I think it's quite really difficult to get into just because on the basis of like expenses, just because the expenses are usually high. To be honest, I think like they don't
Yeah.
usually give a lot of scholarships. So that's one thing. But and I think that's the main reason why I particularly chose Hong Kong in particular for higher studies, because they actually gave scholarship. They had a good criteria for giving scholarship, and that's the thing.
Yeah, and so you're like aiming at USA and like Canada, right?
Yeah, my main aim is over there.
So one curious question that I want to ask you is that why not Pakistan? Why these countries? Like
Well,
is it just because of like
that
there are two things. Like I know you talked about it before, but I want to clarify
yeah.
for listeners. Is it just for exposure? Or it's just because the country isn't doing economically well, or is it because like there are no jobs in Pakistan? Is it because everybody goes out and it seems cool, or is it about your interest of exposure?
Is it because of social
Like
stigma or something?
yeah,
Yeah, not that much about social stigma, but I do know that US has a very good economic, it's very good economically, as in if you don't earn that well in a month or in a week, the US government actually pays you. Like they have a certain benchmark, and if you don't earn that much for whatever reason, they will actually pay you. And after each degree, they have an average pay rate. Like after an associate's degree, they tell you that if you're, I suppose, in biotech, then you'll have around about this much of a pay in any company. So everything is, governed well,
Oh,
I believe,
so
and I think it's a good opportunity.
oh, that's so. I mean, like you're more financially secure in US than rather than being in Pakistan. The thing is that because of the economy and stuff, so you're just more targeting a stable economy.
yeah.
Um,
So
Yeah,
like
exactly. Because at the end, we're all just trying to be financially independent, right?
yeah, exactly.
So that seems like
And
the
then
best way to
there's
do it
no
for me.
harm of thinking like this, because it's usually like this because we are trying to trying to reach higher peaks and in every stage of our life, and that's how we think that we can get into that thing.
yeah, I see. So
Yeah.
did you apply anywhere in USA?
Yeah, I did. I don't remember the names of the universities, but yeah, I applied to a couple of them.
So
As in,
how
not applied, sorry, excuse me. I emailed them because, I'm as a Pakistani, a big chunk of people are middle class and they can't afford US dollars in tuition fee. So I asked them for their criterias for 100% scholarship.
I
Oh,
see.
So
that's
So
got
like
a few replies right
mhm.
now, and many, I guess two of them said that they needed at least 4 A's, and one of them told me that they need 2 A's and 1 B.
I see. So my question here is that are there like community colleges? Are they actually good ranked universities or what?
Yeah, that's actually my question to you guys. What do you think? Because I talked to a friend of mine who is in the US, actually, he's in New York, and he said that a way to go about your college degree is that if you can't earn that well right now, just do an associate's degree. That's a 2 year college. And when you're done with the associate's degree, that will basically teach you more about your field. And while you're after those 2 years, you'll not be at that intermediate level, right? Not at A level. You'll be on an associate's degree, and you will earn even more, and then you can actually afford your own bachelor's degree. So
Oh,
what do you guys think? Is that a
um,
good option to go?
just have one like objection on over this. Like associate degrees are what I have actually heard is actually usually really expensive. So like, is it possible for a normal middle income Pakistani person to actually go for that?
Yeah, I worked it all out.
Oh,
I
So
worked it all out. It
it's very
was 5,000 for one specific college. It was 5,000 per year, 5,000 US dollars. And on a minimum wage, you can earn right about 2,000, 2,200 per month. Expenses, after cutting expenses, you save $1,000 each month, and you can maybe like 700, 800 bucks. And then you can, pay off your own associate's degree fee
I see.
because he's living there for the past 3 years, so it's not like I'm contacting some unreliable source. And he's a like a batchmate from my sixth grade. So yeah, that's
Well,
probably that is possible. But what do you guys think? Is it a good option? What should I
But
do it?
like there are certain questions in the mind, like okay, you did associate degree, then you go for the actual degree, the 4-year degree. So wouldn't that degree take
Yeah,
too long to complete?
yeah,
yeah, it will take 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years.
yeah,
Then after the degree, you might be like wishing to do masters as well, like 2 more years,
yeah.
8 years, and by the time
Yeah,
you graduate and like go fully into your job, it would be like 28, 30. So
Yeah.
is it like a good timeline?
Yeah.
yeah,
Is it even a viable age to get into
Apart
industry?
apart from that, like once you go to a different country, there's like cultural shocks. There are like price range differences. There's disparity. There's racism in some countries as well.
Hmm.
And the issue is that if you're planning to like go to a country, you can't have a job in like first 2 months.
Yeah, you
Like
need to first
yeah,
culturally adjust.
because like you're adjusting to your
Hmm.
first 2 months, so you can't guarantee that you will get the job in your first month or on your first day. So how would you survive those first 2 months? And like after like and
Yeah,
if you're able to survive, then I would say it's and if you're able to survive and if you are ready to like give away 2 years of your life as well to associate degree, then
Is it worth it?
I think it's worth. Then if you're able to sacrifice those things and you think that those things don't affect your life or like lifestyle that much, so I would surely say go for it then. But
Yeah,
because without risks, you won't get like reward.
yeah,
But you need to consider like you will be
Hmm.
away from your family for a long time, at
yeah.
least 4 years, at least 5 years, and then you won't be like for the first 2 months you will be totally relying on your parents for money. It was obviously in the first two like sorry first I think I said 2 years, but it's like first 2 months. So so because you're adjusting to the environment, so if you can manage those things, then I think you should go for it. But apart from USA, I would recommend like broaden your horizon. Look into different areas of the world, like
Hong Kong.
Europe, Hong Kong, where we are right now, Singapore, I would say Turkey,
Yeah, Malaysia.
yeah, and like you talked about Australia as well.
Yeah, we can talk.
But for Australia, what I
yeah,
think,
yeah.
you need a counselor to like get an admission in a university within Australia, and it's hard to get a scholarship there.
Really?
Yeah, I actually have consulted a lot of like people from like a lot of like representatives from Australian university, and they were like, even though they like publicized it openly, because when I was actually applying for like Australian university and stuff, they even publicized it that they will be giving 100% scholarship to the on merit. But the thing is, when I actually met the representatives, they were like, this is just for the marketing purpose, and it's hardly that we would give 50% scholarship to anyone. It was actually Melbourne University, to be honest.
So
The
that's
representative said that.
Yeah, actually, she said that. Came into an educational fair, and then she was like, okay, even if you get like 5 A stars or something, it's really you might it's like just like 20% chance of you getting 50% scholarship, not even 100% scholarship.
Oh,
So it's like that.
let me pick up let me pick up my jaw from the ground.
Yeah, exactly.
Did she say that?
Yep.
What sort of representative is she, man?
Yeah, she was not representing it, but like she was like, we don't give scholarships like that.
secondly, you need to
So
apply through a consular
Or
and you have to pay hefty fees to
yeah, you have
yeah,
to pay the
but the
consular as
thing
well.
is, if you're applying from a school with a reputed school, they might have counselors, so they would apply on your behalf. They can, but because I
Yeah,
was
but I'm a
applying from
private
my
student,
school.
man.
Oh yeah, you are private. That's the thing. So
That's a big problem for me.
yeah, but like if anyone who wants to apply, and if he's in a private school or something, he might have counselors, and he can use them to actually apply to for
yeah.
Australia.
Yeah. Okay, so let me come to this. What was your journey coming into HKU, I believe?
Yeah, so yeah, moving just tell your journey because you're
Oh.
just telling your journey to everyone right now.
Yeah, just now. Okay, I've been telling to everyone. Wow. Well, okay. Let me start from my A levels thing. My first I never like thought of going abroad. Like my main intention was basically going to United States or UK, just like you said, like just that similar to your plans. But like I had some very high ambitions. I just wanted to get into an Ivy League university, to get into very top university. Like my like main list was some so were the universities that were like below 50, below 50 ranking. So I was just looking at the ranking and I was applying to those universities. My main aim was to get into United States, and not UK in particular, because UK was not giving scholarships again. But I was like, yeah, I can get into United States. If I can get into an Ivy League university, I might get a good scholarship, because I might get a financial aid to typically a typical financial aid, because they don't give scholarships. So they just give financial aid, and I was eligible for financial aid because literally every Pakistani is eligible for a financial aid. We don't earn that much as compared to the US guys. So like even though the poorest of them is like the richest of us. So the thing, yeah. So
Throwing shade on Pakistan. You
yeah,
poor
that's the
people.
thing. So I was like, okay, I will get that financial aid. But the thing is, I gave my SATs. I gave my first attempt. I just gave one attempt of SAT because SAT cost a lot, right? It's costing a lot to you. I don't want it to burden my parents just because of my random tests. Um, then I actually gave my SATs before December, like in October, November, something like that. Most probably, yeah. Before October, November, actually, probably. And I was able to get like 15-20 in my set one because I scored a perfect score in mathematics, and was able to get like 720 in English, which was I wanted sort of like it was good, and it was really good enough. Like SATs were really good. I was like pretty confident. Yeah, I might get into some good Ivy League university, and even I had some good volunteer work under my belt, and a lot of different curricular activities as well. But the thing is, sadly, I didn't got rejected. I got literally got rejected by the Ivy League university. The scholarships I actually received were were from were from like community colleges, and the colleges that I don't like, I was thinking very low of them, even though I should have taken some of like I could have taken one of those like college accepted one of those colleges, but because I didn't accepted one of the colleges because they were like above 50 ranking. So I was like, no, I'm not going to go for them. And the scholarship was not that high, like 50% or something. And then the colleges that were giving like 100% scholarships were like community colleges, and those stuff of colleges that I thought that they're not really reputed and they don't even have good rankings. So I just rejected all of them. Because they were these community colleges are usually in some urban areas or something. I had no intention of going in. I was like thinking of thinking very huge. So now then I also like applied to Canada. I was Canada usually don't give scholarships. My main aim was to get scholarship, was to my main aim was to fund my studies through scholarship. And Canada usually don't give scholarship. There are just two scholarships. One is presidential scholarship that's given by Toronto, University of Toronto, and one is given by UBC, which is based on financial need, and you need to write a lot of, you literally have to like fill a lot of paperwork, and you have to give a lot of bank details and a lot of shit that like comes out of you. You literally have to just post it to them. So I applied for both of them. In presidential scholarship, your entire school will select just two kids to represent. No, sorry. They will just select just one kid to represent their school for presidential scholarship. And somehow I got selected by my school for that presidential scholarship application. And my counselor actually recommended my name, and then she gave my name for that thing. But I wasn't, even though I gave a lot of interviews and stuff, but I wasn't able to get into that presidential scholarship. It was very tough to get that scholarship. And then the British Columbian scholarship also, I didn't got any scholarship, but I got like offers from both of these universities, like Toronto and UBC. But obviously they were like costing too much. It's difficult to afford them, so I just rejected them. So at the end of the day, literally at the end of the day, I got good offers that I actually started considering. I got good offers from HKU, NTU, and I think Koch University. Yeah, that university was also giving me 100% scholarship, like in Turkey. But when I actually compared all, like NT was giving me like around like 50-60%, like 50 68 70% like scholarship. I could have earned money and then financed the 30% and my living cost in Singapore probably. But I thought like it would be a lot tougher for me, and especially there would be some money coming out from my parents. I literally didn't want it to burden them up. So just skip that thing as well, even though NTU was ranked way above HQ, but I rejected that. And then, so I thought that HQ is the most viable option, and that's why I chose HQ. I think that's a lot from me.
Yeah, that is a lot, man. We were just like silent listening to the
Oh,
senpai.
Mubeen just got into his like
yeah.
mood.
He got into the
Yeah.
zone, man.
Yeah. I actually went into all those scenarios. The entire scenario actually flashed into my mind. I was like, oh, okay. I was living that thing while, while actually narrating it. So, what about you, Masood? I think you weren't considering like abroad studies probably.
Yeah, like for me, it's a different scenario. That like I never like thought about or dreamt about going abroad, doing my bachelor's abroad. I was of a thought of a thought that let's go abroad in masters because it's easy to get scholarships in masters. So that was my train of thought, and I just applied abroad because I was free because we were we were the we were among those lucky people who got A-level results without getting
Mm,
them papers. So it's
you, I hate you for that. So for those of you who don't know, in the year
Yeah, true.
2020, the
But truly, one
CAIE
thing,
board.
I actually gave my maths paper. I gave my advanced standing paper. I took advanced standing or something like that. Like I gave all my 5 papers in 1 year for maths. So I got my maths degree done in first year. So that's the thing. So I actually gave my maths paper at least for the
like
entire A
so
levels.
for me, I didn't get paper. Every grade was like expected grade. So luckily I got
Lord.
that grades, and like the main point is that I had a couple of months free. So as those months were free, I just like applied abroad just for fun. So that's and luckily I got an offer and I told my parents and they were like, "You have an opportunity, then why sit here? Go abroad and do something like learn something new, have an exposure and make use of this scholarship." So that's my story. It's a bit shorter than Mubeen's.
Yeah, quite shorter. Not a bit.
but
It's-
but yeah, in terms of applications, I applied to Turkey, especially Bilkent. I applied to Singapore, NUS, National University of Singapore. I applied to Hong Kong, obviously. Otherwise, I won't be here. I
Nice joke, man.
Yeah, I applied to USA. I thought about applying to UK as well, and I applied to Germany as well.
Hmm.
So I got an offer from Germany as well. That's quite unique. But those who are listening to me right now and who are planning to like apply to USA or UK, I would like recommend. I would just like tell them or advise them to like use Common App for USA
Yeah,
applications
exactly.
and UCAS for UK applications.
Yeah, I was thinking we haven't yet mentioned what platform do we use to actually
Yeah.
apply.
So,
So
did you thought about any platforms to apply through?
No, I actually didn't. I just got out their emails from their websites. Like I Googled a list of universities in my specific areas. Like I wanted to go to New York, maybe Texas, and California and Florida for US specifically. And for every other country, I looked them up. I got a hold of their website, their email, and then just emailed every one of them about their eligibility criteria.
I see. So how about like Turkey?
Yeah, so Turkey, as I said, was a viable option because it's not that expensive. The living cost is low. I get to go abroad, sort of a win-win. But yeah, the university ranking is quite low in Pakistan.
Yeah, that's the point. Like what I would say, if the university ranking abroad is not that good, then it's no use going abroad because you're like not valuing your education. At least this is my stance on this topic.
Mm.
Yeah.
So,
So
guys, how was your social life when you came to Hong Kong?
well, my year one was a bit harsh, I would say. It was like for me, it was hard to like blend into the culture here. There was a there was a huge culture shock for me. There was a homesickness. There was a huge jump in studies. The level of study that we did back in Pakistan and here was too much. The gap that we had, and so in my year one, semester one, it was more of a it was more of a juggling between things and like my academics and my I would say more of a say just like survive in this jungle of in this jungle. It's not a jungle. Because it's a jungle of buildings, not an actual jungle. But so it was like just went into survival. Then, but like I had so started to socialize after my semester one. And in terms of socialization, it's like I met people from a lot of countries. I learned about their cultures and perspectives, and it's good to like know what think about us and what they actually are and how different our perspectives are from their perspectives. So what about
yeah,
you, Mubin?
my particular culture shock was basically these guys live in very small area. These guys literally have really small space because they don't even have space like and by back in Pakistan we used to have like big homes, right? So and even our apartments were like way bigger than them. So in here one of the biggest shock was like these guys have very small homes. So I went like literally when I actually went into my my quarantine hotel, I was like, okay, wow, well, how can they choose this room for two people? How can this be a double occupancy room? Because I was living alone and I was like like it's enough for me to fit in. It's not even enough for me to fit in. So that was one of the cultural shock, I think. So I got then, and the other thing was like it's actually really difficult to get halal food. You can't just go randomly to McDonald's and eat anything you want. Even though we had McDonald's just now, but we can't. In fact, it's quite debatable that we might even get cross contamination, but we still ate it. So bad. But anyways, we ate like fish or fillet and stuff. So it's quite difficult to get halal food here as well. That's another thing. But for the social interaction and stuff, I think I was able to communicate to a lot of people. I was able to meet a lot of people because probably I like talking and I like to know people. And I was able to finally meet Masood because I like talked to Masood like for 1 year straight on.
Again, pen
Yeah,
pals.
again, we were pen pals, but we,
Oh,
yeah. I used to talk to Masood literally for 1 year or something, but I was finally able to meet Masood as well, and then all my friends that were from Malaysia, and then a lot of different new Pakistani and Indian guys, I'm really happy to be in Hong Kong just because I have the main aim for a person to get into university is not just to get knowledge. It's basically about making contacts and making network. So the thing is, it's not, it doesn't like your university life doesn't depends on your GP or something. It depends on your co-curricular activities and your networking capabilities that you were able to do. So if you're able to make good networks among people, if you're able to communicate and you can present your ideas well, that's the main chunk, and that's the main essence of studying abroad. And that was the thing I was able to achieve.
Yeah. So, so Kabir, what are you expecting from like going abroad? Like from my experience,
like what?
like do you still want to go abroad?
Well, I guess I do, but yeah, it seems a bit difficult. Like you have to cook your own food, you have to do your own laundry, you have to, pay your own rent. All of that is on your head.
Hmm.
And then the cultural shock, like, of course, I'm not really accustomed to Hong Kong's dressing or USA's dressing, and that'll be something for me as well.
Sort of similar. It's not nothing big.
I
It's
think Hong Kong's and US dressing is similar.
not even similar. They do
No, I mean in
they do
comparison to
dress
Pakistan.
modestly at least. It's
What?
more like the
What?
Pakistani burger Islamabad stuff thing. They go sleeveless. That's it. So still not that bad. They're still modest with their dressing, hopefully, because they're not in a Western society, obviously, right?
Yeah, well, okay, the dressing is fine, but if like I'll give you an example. Like you're doing MBBS, right? And you go into the surgery room. They are cutting people. They are cutting, decapitated legs. You'll obviously vomit, right? So
Yeah.
if you suppose you go to China and you haven't even touched a cockroach in your life with your hands, and you see people there eating them,
Shit.
wouldn't wouldn't you like hurl
Thank God I have
like
not.
that's sort of a
Yeah,
cultural
thank
shock,
God I have
you know?
not seen anything like this yet. But they do eat weird stuff. I have.
Yeah, it's normal for them. Like maybe in Hong Kong they won't have if you give them Pakistani food, if you give them biryani, maybe they'll have a bad stomach for like a week.
Like, to be honest, like, we have friends here, so they love biryani, but they
Yeah,
can't handle
Oh,
the spices.
yeah, they
yeah.
somehow
So
can't handle.
that thing, na, they aren't accustomed to the spices.
Yeah,
So I'm not accustomed to the US cultures or the Hong Kong cultures, Turkey cultures, Malaysian
yeah.
cultures. So
It's
I
not
guess that'll
all
be a
about
big
just.
thing to cover.
Yeah, the thing it's not just about all blending in, like literally blending in entirely yourself, but it's just experiencing those cultures. The thing is about that.
Yeah.
So
So, Kabir, any other question that you want us to like answer for
Yeah. So
people?
do you think that it's different for do you think that going abroad is different for people who are already dependent on their parents or someone who is actually supporting their own family? Like I am supporting my own family right now. My father is retired. I work for my family and my brother works as well. Right now I'm working and I'm studying. But you guys, you weren't working in Pakistan, I believe, or even if we were doing volunteer work that wasn't like a 9 to 5 job. So do you think it would be different for someone who's coming from a working background?
If you're coming from working background, I believe it would be way,
Well,
way much easier for you to.
I would say like you are working right now and you are studying right now as well, so you know
I think,
about the balance between work
yeah,
and
I think
study and
at
the
this
thing.
level, working and studying is like quite remarkable in itself,
Yeah,
because you're actually doing it. And the thing is, we actually learned all of this after coming back to a foreign country where we didn't had the privilege to get pampered by our parents. But you, even though have that thing, but you are choosing that thing. So like, I believe it would be way, way, way easier for you
yeah,
to
it would be easier for
adjust.
you compared to like us.
Yeah.
But again, there are new challenges then. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how do you take homesickness, but for me, homesickness was one of
Yeah.
the biggest
You
challenge.
should have seen his photos way before, because he actually lost a lot of calories, yeah, previously. Somehow.
So
You
now,
you
now,
wouldn't even recognize Masood in his previous photos. Like just 1 year back, you wouldn't even recognize him.
well,
I
like,
you'll
well,
feel, yeah, you'll feel pity of him just because you would look at him. You'll be like, just give this guy food.
so, so like, yeah, I think it would be easier for you, given your case.
Yeah, so I have one question, Kabir. Since you actually applied already to different
He
universities,
hasn't applied.
yeah,
He
I
just
haven't, but
researched on it,
yeah,
if
yeah, you
I'm
are
not
doing
wrong.
Same.
research, but like, have like, okay, like, which platforms are you actually using? Like, are you using, like, since you were thinking about like US, there's one platform called as Common App, which you can make your account for free. Are you actually using that thing?
Yeah, no, you just mentioned it, so that's a good take from you from this podcast. Common app in UCAS, right? For UK.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
UCAS is for UK, and I think UK is a bit
Yeah.
expensive, to be honest.
yeah. But
Yeah. Is that a problem?
It's
no,
AZAN.
no, it's no problem.
I guess we can wait for 2 minutes.
It's
I don't
yeah.
know.
Let's
Yeah,
have silence.
yeah.
Well,
We haven't heard Hazan for quite long.
Yeah, so Kabir,
Yeah.
we can get so try. We were talking about common app
App.
before that thing, right? So yeah,
yeah.
you try common app and
Yeah, I guess I will.
try to get fee waivers as much as you can because they help a lot in reducing the expense.
Hmm. Oh, the thing I forgot to mention was that while applying for everything, I actually got an offer through a person I worked with, and she was a graduate from IBA Karachi, and I guess that's a pretty high ranked university for Pakistan. Masood, you got an acceptance from there as well, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So she said that I can sort of get you in and get you a scholarship. I don't know how. Like she knows the board of directors or something, and she said I worked for her, and she was like that you work well, and I understand that you're working and you want to study as well. So what I can give to you is that you can come to IBF to come to Karachi, and I'll give you a scholarship. So I basically have a scholarship waiting for me, and the others are just like on a hold right now. So what do you think? Should I go abroad, or should I go to Karachi and go into IB?
First thing first, nothing waits for you. You need to confirm it. You need to have it on paper. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a real word. It's not a fantasy. I don't know whether I'm being too harsh or not, but
Sort of.
like until unless anything is on paper, you can't say it's confirmed.
Hmm.
This is my experience from the things that I've done.
Yeah,
From
probably
that,
right.
apart from that, IB is a good university. And one more thing, why I'm saying it's not confirmed. First, like currently what I'm hearing, like from like that IB is trying to increase its fee. So it
Mm-hmm.
will become as expensive as slums after some time. So the issue is, if it is as expensive as lumps, then can a middle class person afford it? So that's why I'm saying confirm the scholarship, confirm the things. Okay, and
Yeah.
now let's go to the second point of the question I would say is that yeah, if IBS confirmed, take the offer, keep it with you,
Exactly.
and until unless you get a confirmed offer and a scholarship from abroad, don't leave that offer
Yeah, just keep trying abroad, but IB is a very good option as well.
because you say the in Urdu we say अपनी थाली में चीज है वो छोड़ के दूसरी थाली में अगर मुंह मारोगे तो वो भी नहीं मिलेगी जो अपने पास थी.
Oh, wow.
Bilkul.
So that's what I'm saying. That secure what you already have, then look for other things. First, secure what you have.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. That's really true. Because if you are getting IB is a very highly reputed university as well. So if you get into IB, you also have good chances going abroad literally in future doing for your masters and stuff. So people even do consider going to abroad for masters just because there are literally a lot of scholarship for masters level and PhD levels. So
Yeah, anything. Like if you're not able to go abroad, don't like lose your heart. That's what I would say. Like study bachelors of Pakistan, get a good GPA, then apply for masters because there are a lot of like scholarships of like at the masters level. Especially like Pakistan can also support you in terms of scholarship through HEC scholarships, Higher Education Council. So and like even like which one was that? Fisher Bright, what?
yeah, which one? The Fulbright
Fulbright
scholarship.
scholarship.
Yeah, exactly. The Fulbright scholarship is also one scholarship in which you can actually get a good scholarship, and it will actually fund your not just your study, but it will also fund your like living and expenditure and all the stuff. So that's another very good university. There's Chevening scholarship as well. There's Bill Gates scholarship and stuff, and all of this like that. So you can actually go to masters having a lot of different scholarship.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying like don't lose hope even if you don't go.
So you can go for a master's as well, right?
Yeah. Like
Okay, so the points.
I would
Yeah,
say future is always there. The opportunities are always there. You just need to grasp them.
yeah.
Either you have to see them. Some people can't see the opportunities.
Yeah, that's true. Even in Pakistan, there are literally a lot of opportunities. You can like,
But
yeah,
just look at my example. Where I live, there's like no counselors. There's no exposure of going abroad. You know where I live, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
I'm in Hong Kong.
yeah. So it's like
Well,
just
Masood, you can't
going.
compare yourself to other students, right? You were like four A-star
Right.
student.
No, issue
You're
isn't
in
about
a
four or something.
startup right now, got a million HKU dollars grant. So you're like an all-star, man. Come on.
No, the issue isn't about scholarship or the stars. The issue is about did I know like HQ existed at the time? Did I know? Did I wanted to go abroad? I had no
Yeah.
exposure. I didn't even know before applying that I could there's a scholarship at 4 stars.
Yeah, even
So it's about like you have opportunities, but you can't see sometimes. And
Yeah.
sometimes you can see out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's all about availing the opportunities. Even I believe it's very good to come to even Hong Kong as well, because they have a certain criteria that you actually need to follow, and you will be able to get it to Hong Kong very easily. So I believe Hong Kong is one of a good viable option as well. You should consider. Even a lot
Yeah.
of our listeners can consider this thing.
Kabir, I would recommend you like apply to CTU, PolyU, and HKU and HKUST. These four universities within Hong Kong.
Yeah.
You would surely be able to get in
Yeah.
PolyU or CTU
Yeah, because with 3 A stars, it's probably sure that you would be able to
with
get
a good
into,
scholarship.
yeah, you would be able to get into 100% with 100% scholarship, and the rest of the stuff you can earn on yourself. You are already earning. You know that the technique, and you know the crux of earning money. So that's the thing. So you'll be able to earn a lot of money. There are a lot of good opportunities in Hong Kong to earn. So you would be very much good in that thing.
So are you guys working right now?
Yeah, we both are working right now.
both work right now. We work as some
We are
we
software developers. Like
Yeah.
he's a SaaS application developer, and I'm a
SaaS
SaaS
application.
application, and I'm like a full stack developer.
Yep. So it's more like this. So we actually do small summer job, and even if we just count in just our summer job, it's sufficient for us to pay our living expenditure. Yeah.
The money that we earn during our summers is more than enough
Yeah.
to like support us for a whole year.
For a whole year. That's the thing. You can earn a good amount of money here.
Again, don't be greedy, otherwise you will just your grades.
No, no.
That's
Provided that
the
you have
thing.
100% scholarship, right? But if you don't have that, then you're in a bit of a fiddle.
Obviously,
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying you should try CTU and PolyU as well.
Yeah, but I still believe people with coming with 50% scholarship can also earn enough to finance that. They would be like spending some amount, just that would be much like equal. It would be like equal to funding your studies back in Pakistan. But you can certainly,
I would say when there's a need, there's a way.
yeah, when there's a need, there's a way. You come into a survival mode, and you start doing things that are out of the box. So that's the thing.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I guess I can relate to that as well.
yeah. So any other questions? I think we've
No, I
talked
guess
about
that's
as
it
well.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably a lot. Like, hopefully, we might be able to answer a lot of different.
Yeah, helped a lot, man.
Yeah, I hope like even our listeners who might be thinking of coming abroad might have gotten some good motivation and experience out of us, and we might be able to help people out.
Yeah, and if anyone who's listening right now and have some questions about like studying abroad or any of the career related questions, do
that's exactly the
hit us up.
main reason why I
And
actually created this podcast. We actually want to help out people. The thing we went through, we just need to like
hopefully and
communicate it out.
keep it like keep in touch with us, and do look at our updates, because we might be releasing some other podcasts as well. Like on one podcast might be on freelancing, another podcast might even be on like career, why to choose CS, why to choose medicine. So
we would be
do keep
covering
in
a
loop.
lot of vast topics as well. So that do give us a shout out, do give us a support.
Yeah. So any last advices
From okay, my basic last advice would be to focus on your passion, be yourself. Like, it's not necessary that you come abroad for you. It's not necessary that you come abroad and then you become successful. You can be successful whenever and wherever you are. You just have to work hard. The thing and the essence is just work hard, be yourself, and try to do things that you love to do. And obviously work hard, give your best, and show it, and try to show and try to make up a mark in this world.
Yeah, similar advice for me as well. Just keep growing, keep exploring, and be your best.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this is Mohammed and Mubeen signing out.
And this is Masood and Mubeen signing out.
So I hope you all liked our podcast. Do give us a shout out, do give us support, and share our podcast. So this is all from us. See you later in some another podcast. See you guys. Bye.